Hi Scorpio, this is Lena with Cicalia Botanicals. Welcome to your April 2020 Tarot Horoscope reading. I went ahead and laid out the cards already to get this reading going. This month I started off everyone with two overarching theme cards. One from the Oracle deck, the Divine Feminine, and for you, you got Saraswati this month. The goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. I love Saraswati. Very cool. And then for your other overarching theme card for this month, April 2020, we have the Seven of Pentacles from the Deviant Moon Tarot deck. All right, so I'm going to read for you Saraswati from the book here, The Divine Feminine. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create, the goddess of self-knowledge. Saraswati represents the self-knowledge of who we are so that nothing impedes the flow of creativity from the soul. Her name is a fusion of the Sanskrit words for essence and oneself. Saraswati's name translates then as the one who leads to the essence of self-knowledge. She is a part of the Hindu goddess Trinity, the Trideva, together with Parvati and Lakshmi. All three goddesses help the trinity of Hindu gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, to create, maintain, and regenerate the universe. The earliest mention of Saraswati is in the Rig Veda, a collection of ancient sacred texts that date back to 1500 BCE. She is sometimes referred to as the mother of the Vedas and is understood to be the personification of knowledge. Students appeal to her for assistance on exams, and writers and artists pray to her to remove all the obstacles that keep them from being a clear conduit for the creativity that wants to come through to them. She is considered to be a river goddess, or a feminine deity with healing, flowing waters. She is venerated as the goddess of music, the arts, and learning because of the association with waters that heal and purify. Her iconography often associates her with a white lotus, symbolizing the purity of wisdom her energy brings. When your soul selects her card, we are aligned with the essence of who we are, then what we need to communicate through us, whether with words or music or artwork, can flow. When our creativity feels blocked or stagnant, it isn't because the waters have dried up. We might fear this, but the truth is that self-awareness is the key to unlocking our creative flow. When we take the time to return to the essence of who we really are and nurture that essence, we realign again with the river of expression that the soul generates. Saraswati is the reminder that anything we create that purifies us in the process of making it is a blessing. Our art should be judged not on popularity, but on its power to transform us. Saraswati is a call to return to the essence of our true self. The energy of her card is a charge for more self-knowledge, more awareness of our own unique soul and what our needs are in this moment. She leads us back into that finely attuned space where we can express with ease and grace what the soul desires most to share. And that energy feels like a river moving through us. It heals, it liberates, and it inspires others to return to their own essence as well. Soul Voice Meditation. What is one word to describe the essence of my true self? Intention. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. So that, with the Seven of Pentacles, very interesting. So this is sacrifice or self-sacrifice, or deciding what to enjoy now and what to enjoy later, or how sacrifice leads. I think of this card as a lot of times is like the card of a parent, of the sacrifices that you have to make for your own happiness at times, for the happiness of your own children. Sometimes your own children can be your own creative pursuits. So this, or even sacrificing self-comfort in order to further know yourself or dive deeper into yourself to grow and emerge. And later in the month, we have Pluto going retrograde, and that would be a great time to utilize some of that energy, or will happen maybe quite naturally. So jumping into that, why don't we do that, is some of the astrological events that are going on for the month of April that will affect everyone differently, of course, and every Scorpio differently as well, depending on where these planets fall in your own natal chart. On April 3rd, we have Venus entering Gemini, Venus being the planet of love, beauty, and friendship. Gemini is an air sign, so it is a lot more mentally active, very intellectual. You'll be creating bonds more on a mental level, or discussing ideas a lot more frequently. Maybe feeling a little bit more of a cabin fever and curious to see how friends, family, loved ones are doing. April 7th, we have the full moon in Libra. This is going to actually be a super moon. Libra is a very balancing energy. I have a feeling this full moon will be a very calm one for most people. It's going to have a lot of peaceful, harmonic vibes to it, and wanting to just spend a lot more quality time with either your significant other, your best friend, your pet. Quality time being the key thing here. And being a little more prone to compromise on issues. You'll find right around this time that some things that you maybe thought were off the table are back on the table, or you're feeling a little bit more empathetic, or other parties that you were discussing things with feeling a little bit more empathetic, people seeing each other's points of view a little bit more, finding a middle ground more easily. And so this could possibly be a time to really make some progress on some things. So that is always wonderful. I do recommend, though, not making final decisions on full moon, signing contracts on full moon. Wait a day or two, at least 2 if you can, okay? April 19th, we have the sun in Taurus now, Taurus season. So with all of us having, or many of us having to have spent a lot of time at home, the interesting thing is Taurus energy really loves that home body energy. Taurus is a home body energy, and there will be, I think, that anxiousness, that anxiety about what to do, settling more for those of you dealing with that, and making it more of a comfy and cozy place, getting more settled into your routines. Do be more mindful, though, of the potential for laziness. It's very important to continue your physical exercise routines if you've had them, and if you haven't, now's a really, really good time to start. The energies will be behind you, and you'll see greater benefit from physical exercise right now with the minimal effort put in. It's going to do wonders for you. Your energy, Scorpio, will be feeling even more physical than spiritual. So you might be really enjoying that time at home with your significant other around this time in this Taurus season for sure. April 22nd, we have the new moon in Taurus. So feeling honestly sentimental and romantic around this time. Do be careful, though, of possessive, jealous energies going on. Be open about them, but don't really give in to them. Like, don't go crazy dark with that, okay? You will find, though, I think, that there's going to be more of, like, this committed vibe around this time. Unless that energy was never really there, then you'll see that facade for what it is. You may also, though, see there's some resistance to change, which is interesting because new moon energy really is great for starting change, planting seeds. So there might be this weird like push-pull tension in terms of new projects, but the new moon, the actual new moon day, is a great time to plant the seeds and rest. Like plant and water and wait, trust, right? You've put the intention there, the good energy there, everything that's needed. Now we trust it. And then the moon energy begins to wax again as we head back towards the full moon. And this is the energy that we want to utilize to manifest. And this is the energy where that seedling germinates and becomes something alive in this physical world. On April 25th, we have Pluto going retrograde, and it will be retrograde until October 10th, and it will be retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So this is all about shadow work, and honestly, Scorpio, most of you, I don't see having trouble with this. You typically do well with this dark shadow work stuff, so really utilize this time. When I do think some other people will be struggling, if you can help your significant others or your loved ones with it, please do, because it's an energy that's going to be going on for a while. And it being in the sign of Capricorn, it's going to be around, probably not a shocker to what's going on, but around work, career, finances, security, authority, power struggles, paternal issues, the patriarchy, okay, like reassessing all of this and what doesn't work, hasn't been working, and what we can't take forward with us in the future. There's going to be a ton of transformation going on in this time, and there's a lot of opportunity for you to really get in groove and in alignment with your intuition. I highly suggest it, because you can take this with you, like you, for the rest of your life. And intuition is a language, okay? It is its own unique language, unique to everyone. Not everyone speaks the same, understands things intuitively at all in the same way. And I don't really want to get super into that right now here for you, Scorpio, but what I'm saying is that how you utilize, how you understand that language and utilize those messages is very unique to you, and it's a very personal process. And this is a great time now until October 4th where it's going to be easier to communicate, the messages will be more clear, and what we take from them and do with them will have a more profound impact on our lives overall. So this is a great time to do that personal self-work, to grow, to level up, and come out of all of this crazy weirdness so much better than ever before. Like, this is some really weird, potentially tough times going on right now. But the awesome thing is, this is like crazy transformative time right now. Like, if you have struggled with not being able to be the type of person you want to be in some regards, or live the life that you want to live fully and completely in some regards, and struggle with certain, we all have our own personal lessons that typically repeat themselves. I think this is the time where you can totally clear all of that. I mean, this is for all of us across the board. But I think for you, Scorpio, that this shadow work is going to be really, really major for you. There's just a feeling that I have personally coming from this reading. Okay, and last but not least, before we jump into the rest of your reading, we have on April 27th, Mercury goes into Taurus. So Mercury is the planet of travel, communication, and technology. And Taurus is an earth sign. It's very practical. It's very slow to move. It's very, remember I warned about laziness? Like, it's thinking about all the options, and it's really planning things out, and it's really second guessing and it's really comfy with where it is, even if it's uncomfortable with where it is, if that makes sense. So it'll be interesting to see how things progress as a whole in terms of supposedly things opening up again on May 1st with Mercury just moving into Taurus. I think things are going to open up on a lot slower, or not even as soon as that, but we'll see. But things are going to become a lot more about the practical discussions, travel and technology, get down to the nitty-gritty of the practical. And so you'll probably see that in your communications and honestly even in your own thought processes, as it does affect your thought processes as well. All right, so for your reading this month, Scorpio, we have you starting the month off in the Eight of Swords energy. So Eight of Swords energy is a tough one. I think it's a lot of anxiety. You're worried about a lot of stuff. You're over analyzing. You're overthinking shit. Like possibly going to a dark space with some of this. Probably you have too much time on your hands, too much unknown, and then costing you the Two of Pentacles. So you're having some issues juggling some things in your life. And so I have in your near past the Nine of Cups. You did get some major life wishes fulfilled recently. And there's some aspect, though, that now you are having to juggle some stuff that you're really, like, struggling struggling to juggle. Like, maybe what did I do? What have I taken on? Not sure how to move forward with it. And that's okay. We'll get to how you progress forward. It is causing you anxiety. I mean, Nine of Swords. And you're still not through to the end of it. On your mind, you have a lot of, judgment. This is different than justice. So I think you are weighing the pros and cons, probably in terms of the things that you are personally juggling right now, and feeling like you're having to make some decisions about some things, some sacrifices, and deciding what sacrifices are worth it and what aren't. How to further use your creativity in your life. I also see this as like educational opportunities that you are possibly thinking of pursuing, and how to go about it. Or maybe you had a plan and now these things are changed because of the uncertainty of what's going on right now. And Six of Cups is what's in your subconscious. So you do have like, the motivation pushing you though right now is some sort of childhood dream or innocent joys, or wanting to get back to like some simplicity in life, some simplistic joys. And some of that is fantasy land. It could even be, honestly, like a desire to have children, like on a very subconscious, deep level. And maybe you're anxious about how is that going to work now? What's the future hold for us now? And it's a lot easier said than done to say stop working yourself up into such an emotional and anxious place or distraught place. Take a deep breath. Meditation is going to do wonders for you. I had said this, I think, for another water sign, honestly, this month. Every day. Meditation every day. Twice a day if you need. And it doesn't have to, I think the issue when we try to start doing meditation is we think, okay, I'm going to sit here for a whole 30 minutes. It does not need to be that long. If it's 2 minutes, that's fine. That's great. Because it does get better with time, and sometimes that pressure of sitting down with meditation for 30 minutes is overwhelming. It's a big chunk of your day. It feels like you've got all these things that you want to do that you have to do, and like, I don't have time for that. I don't even have I can't even chill right now. I gotta sit down. I gotta do this. I gotta I'm thinking about this. I can't shut this off. 2 minutes, that's fine. And then you can do it 2 minutes again in the afternoon. just get up off the chair, sit on the floor in your own personal quiet corner, 2 minutes. You can do a mantra, you can do Sat, which means I am. So every inhale, Sat, every exhale, Nam. And that's a very easy, simple one that I like to do. You can find something on YouTube that does a visual guided meditation, but just try not to make it be too much effort or work. Advice, Knight of Pentacles. So definitely pursue, you could be juggling a couple of different work projects. You're not sure what to pursue or how to go about it, or if you should even go about it. There's some options here, but I do think actually you have settled on at least a couple options. But what I do see though, so your advice is pursue it with passion, with the intensity that you can have, that is very Scorpio energy, but in a very practical way, and not so much of an emotive way, if you know what I mean, okay? So think about the practical reasons for what you're doing and how you can create a positive outcome in the most practical, efficient way. Outside environment, which you can't control, 6 of Pentacles. So you are going to be giving support and you will be receiving support in return. So possibly some of this juggling is like you're not in sacrifices, you're not sure what's worth it, if I should be doing all of this. And I see this as that, yes, there is a reason to this. Yes, if these options and these potential sacrifices that you're thinking about are a means to provide for you and yourself and your loved ones in some capacity, to give you some sense of security, financially, stability, home-wise, pursuing maybe a new home, possibly, you should go forth with it, and you will be given the support that you need. Maybe not everything that you want, but what you need. You're going to get by. And it's not even necessarily of if you do something or not. I see you getting what you need regardless. Hopes and fears, 2 of Wands. So I think your fear is that you still don't know what to do, what to pursue, what you want. And I think that's where this self-work and this creative work is going to come into play, and the meditation. It's going to help you have some clarity on that. And I do see that what you do end up doing at the end of the month, though, is there is some apprenticeship work going on. There is some work happening. You do make a decision, and you do see some gains from it. And you will find yourself this month dealing a lot more with the practical. And I think that if you can really work on compartmentalizing your emotions this month, not forever, this month, not allowing some of your passions to sway you in too many directions, that you listen to your intuition, not emotions, difference, okay? Can sometimes feel the same though. That you do decide on a couple of things, that you trust that you have the support energetically, spiritually, and internally to be successful with it. And go forth and trust that, and put in the work to follow through, to build this foundation, and you will get what you need. stop worrying so much about all the different options, like all this, like this fear of missing out kind of bullshit. I'm gonna say it's kind of bullshit. Like, there are some things you're gonna have to commit to. And maybe that's what you don't like, is like you've committed to a couple things and now you're juggling that and you're not sure about it. Commitment isn't bad. And you need to trust. Like, I think part of the issue is trust. And that is going to come from an internal place. And with this shadow work and all of these cards for you coming up in terms of work, finances, authority, you're going to have that trust come from within. And work with your intuition and make the sacrifices for yourself and for your loved ones. And it's okay to make your world smaller. I'm getting that. It's okay to make your world as small as you need it to be in order to focus on what's important and feel solid inside, to feel good that you know that you're doing what you need to do. You're going to probably have to pare down to some of the more basic things that are essential for your soul and your physical well-being. And your creative energy is always living inside of you. You are a water sign, though, that I do feel, every Scorpio that I have known to have a lot of more of an underlying fiery energy, definitely creative energy, and that is always there for you to turn to. And it can be just for you. So I do see you doing some significant work this month, Scorpio, and I'm excited to see how this unfolds for you and the decisions that you do make, the commitments that you do make, the fears that you choose to let go of, and it is going to be beautiful. And I honestly, and I say this with genuine, sincerity, with that belief that by the end of this year, you're going to be amazed at the incredible person you've become and things that you've done in a really good way. So I'm very excited for you, Scorpio, and I take advantage of this month's energies, as weird as they might seem on the surface. Dive deeper, like I know that you can. And I wish you so much happiness and health and wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next month.